What a you should say moves here. Now, one of the most iconic films of the '80s is none other than Spaceballs. Directed by Mel Brooks. Now, for years, there has always been talks about a Spaceballs sequel. Like, there was even an episode of the Goldbergs. You guys, I remember the Goldbergs on ABC. Well, there was an episode of the Goldbergs which actually had a cameo by the always great Rick Moranis, who reprised his role as Darth Maul. That was like his first acting gig in years. I miss Rick Moranis, man. I hope he makes a comeback. But there was that episode had Rick Moranis actually hand Adam Goldberg a script for a Spaceballs sequel. Nothing came fruition for a while, and of course Mel Brooks says that once been teasing this for a while. Like at one point, the sequel is going to be called Spaceballs: Return of Search for More Money or something like that. Well, looks like Josh Gad, who of course you might know as Olaf from Frozen. He was in Beauty and the Beast and everything. He has now seemingly teased a Spaceballs sequel. In a mystery post by actor Josh Gad, here's what he ended up just saying. Just handed in a film script that I think may be the funniest and best thing I've ever worked on, and I am effing excited. Working with my boys at Cuban Mister and Benji Smith has been heaven on earth, and many other planets as well. Love you boys. As you see, like in the photo taken by Josh Gad's account, the script he tried to cryptically tease clearly has a section that reads based on characters created by, and even though Gad tried to erase the name that followed, he didn't completely obscure it. Um, and the name Mel is visible, and as are X and S and as in Mel Brooks. I'll probably post like a link to the description so you can check it out yourself. So I don't know. Could this be a cryptic message that a Spaceballs sequel is inevitable? Now, Josh Gad, by the way, this is not the first time he's trying to get a sequel to a Rick Moranis film off the ground. By the way, from the '80s, you guys might remember like years ago, before the pandemic and everything, Josh Gad actually was going to star with Rick Moranis in a follow-up to Honey I Shrunk the Kids. I still wonder if that's still ever happening. Like he said, it's still happening, but I really just want to see Rick Moranis back on screen, man. Um, I mean, we need more Rick Moranis. Who doesn't love Rick, right? I'm not gonna lie. I mean, Mel Brooks, let's be real. He is like in his late 90s, so I don't think he'll be able to like fully direct do a new Spaceballs himself. But Josh Gad, he's already what I don't think he's like gonna maybe direct one. He is already making his directorial debut, by the way, which is gonna be the Chris Farley biopic. Now, most people probably say maybe that could just been a biopic by Chris Farley and all. With the story about Chris Farley, I don't think that's like I'm sure that Chris Farley's gonna be comedic and everything. It's not gonna be one of the funniest scripts. Like there are also gonna be some tragic moments. So I really have a hard time imagining that's the Chris Farley biopic he's doing. Uh, but hey, Josh Gad making a Spaceballs sequel. I'm not gonna lie. I think the world needs another Spaceballs, especially with Star Wars, being very controversial now and everything with the Acolyte, everything on Disney Plus. You could do something very cool with a Spaceballs sequel. You could obviously parry the prequels. You could poke fun at the Disney Plus stuff like Mandalorian and all. And it seems like we are really getting back to the spook genre, because the spook genre has been dead for quite some time. But next year alone, we're having a Naked Gun reboot with Liam Neeson, and there's a new Scary Movie film. If those two films comes out and is a hit with critics, audiences alike, there could be a good chance we could get back in see more spoof based films down the line. So if this actually is another space if we do get confirmed that Josh Gad is working on a Spaceballs sequel, sign me up right there. I think that will be killer. I mean, Probably won't be the same without like John Candy and all, but I really hope if you do get a sequel, Rick Moranis comes back. That will be killer to see. I mean, uh, the world needs more Rick Moranis. I love Rick Moranis. I mean, he hasn't really returned for the Ghostbusters films, but I really want him to come back for another Spaceballs. So if the sequel actually does be confirmed, fingers crossed we get Rick Moranis back. But time will tell. Whether this is actually going to be the case or not, well, let's see. Let me see you guys. What are your thoughts on Josh Gad seemingly teasing a Spaceballs sequel? Do you think there is any confirmation that this could be a sequel to Spaceballs? Would you love to see a Spaceballs sequel? And were you ever a fan of Spaceballs? Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notification. This is Human Side.